If you're looking for that beautiful diesel pusher that's not quite too big but has everything you want, this right here, Thor Aria 3901 is the one. This is the new 2027. Let's go in and take a look. So, as soon as we step inside, there is something they changed for 2027. That's actually going to be right here on this 14-inch display, and that is the fact that you now have split view when connected to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. As you'd expect, still beautiful interior, super comfortable here in the main cab area for when you're driving. I'll get to all of this in a little bit. Something I did want to point out though is right up top, this one does still have the Euroloft, so you can drop this down for extra sleeping capacity. But as you'd expect, it's not the only place guests can sleep because we have some great furniture in here as well. Now, as we take a look at the rest of this coach, this is why the 3901 is one of my favorite floor plans. There's actually 2 TVs in the main living area, which I know at first seems kind of silly, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Because a lot of times when you have this layout, right, where you have the basically 2 nearly full wall slides, right? I mean, this one is basically a full wall, but you have the opposing slides in the main living area, and you have your theater seats across from the sofa. This is great, but normally your TV is right there, as this one does have. The problem is you lose the great viewing angle, but by doing it this way, you can see the theater seats here. Right across is going to be that big 55-inch, and obviously that is on a lift, so you can lower that if you still want the window. Now, right down beneath is going to be your sofa. You can see here that we have a couple seat belts, and if we kind of lift this up, you will see that this is also a sleeper sofa, as you would expect. So you do get a little additional sleeping space there besides that Euroloft up top. You also have the dinette over to the side. This is going to be a dream style dinette, meaning that it's nearly legless, right? You have like that angle bar right there. But something new for 2027 is that it actually comes with an insert, so it is a lot more comfortable than ever before. So if you're looking at this for an additional sleeping option, I wouldn't rule it out like you may have in the past. It is actually pretty comfy. Just bear in mind the size, right? It might still be a little bit tough for an adult. Something else I want to point out is the countertops. Gorgeous countertops right here, as you can see. It kind of has like a silver fleck in it. And then for the countertop extension, this is going to be a newer technology I've seen some manufacturers use. Rather than having like something you have to pull up and kind of lift up and pull out, they have this foot lever. You push this down and then it slides out nice and easy. I really, really like this. It is so much easier than what it used to be in the past. And, that way you can utilize this extra space so much more effectively than before. High-rise pull-out faucets. You can see you have the sink top counters for the undermount stainless steel sink. I really like that they went with a dual basin sink. So many manufacturers go with the single. And this, for a while, I was a big fan of the single. And then the more I used it, the more I became a fan of having the individual, especially in this situation, right? I can keep this on, I can have full prep space, and I still get full use of one side of the sink, which I really enjoy. Double induction cooktop right over to this side, and then right over to this side is going to be our nice large convection microwave oven. Do a little bit of both there, dropping down, great storage here as well. I always like to check out the storage underneath the sink, and as you would expect, there is space for a trash can. Nice finished off drawer here. I really do like that. Kind of rounding out our kitchen space, this is going to be our Whirlpool fridge freezer. Yes, it does have a water dispenser built into the door as well as ice dispenser. Opening that up. Sorry guys, again, this is brand new, so we still have all the tape and stuff on there, but you can see exactly how much space you are getting. Right down here is going to be our toilet for our half bath. Has a courtesy light right down below. That is great placement. Really love to see that. You can see plenty of countertop space there. Round sink. Nice big medicine cabinet. I enjoy that. The mirrored medicine cabinet. I'll open it up just to kind of give you an idea. So pretty good usable storage right there. You also get the upgraded vent fan right up top so that it can move air nice and quickly. And you also have a couple robe hooks here for towels as well, for hand towels, or, again, if you want to put a robe in there, that's that'll certainly work. King bed in a slide out. So this is a tilt-a-view, so it can come up like so. And not only does that make it nice if you're reading at night or something like that, but more importantly, at least for me, is how much space it gives you right here. You get a ton of room to be able to move and do all the activities. And then at the foot of the bed, right down here, again, you get another TV, so you can watch TV at night while you are laying down for bed. And then this is going to be your wardrobe. You will also see that you have a ladder tucked away. That is going to be for the Euroloft up top, be able to get in and out of that. And then you have adjustable shelving right down underneath. Taking a look at the main bath here. Linen closet over to this side. The shower, open this up, you can see it is one piece, just like you would expect in a diesel pusher. Right up top, we can see our shower wand there, as well as a skylight, which adds some additional headroom and obviously lets in a bunch of natural light, but it definitely gives you more than enough head space. We can see our mirrored medicine cabinet along the back. Again, beautiful countertops. We have our dual vanity, stainless steel oval bowls, storage down underneath. And even though the toilet is right here, there is enough space to be able to stand here and still do everything you need. It's not too cramped, which I appreciate. They did a good job of putting it here and putting it on an angle, so when you're using it, you have plenty of room. You can see the toilet paper roll is already installed, and you have additional storage up top for black tank chemical, more toilet paper, whatever else you need. All right, let's get into the exterior. So first off, this beautiful paint job. So this right here is called Laguna. You can see it kind of has the black, blue, and gray. Now the Aria is built on the Freightliner XCR raised rail chassis. That does have the Atlas foundation. And then you also get a 55-degree wheel cut on this one. So that's gonna help with a lot of your cornering as well. As you would expect, you get the big one-piece glass right there. Nothing like, it's not the old H-frame we used to have back in the day, right? The great thing about buses today. You'll see double Girard armless awnings, so those can pop out. You have the one right here covering the door. The other one is going to be your camp space that is on the slide. And then up above the slide, you will see your slide topper, which is going to help protect the top of that slide from any pine cone sticks or anything that fall down. So that way it's not going to jam up your seals. When you put that slide in, it will just fall right down and off. Kind of coming back a little bit further, we'll get into our storage compartments. Now the first one is going to be an isolated compartment, which is kind of nice. If you have some items that you don't want moving around, you can put it right in there. And as we come back a little bit further here, and I apologize, I should have turned the lights on. All these are lit. I just did not turn them on. But you can see right here, this is going to be your tray. 800-pound tray on this one, pulls out nice and easily. If you're familiar with diesel pushers, you'll definitely be familiar with the more ride trays. And you will see the other two are just going to be open storage compartments there. Coming around to the back, as I said, this one is going to be on the XCR chassis. You do get a 10,000-pound hitch there, so if you're going to be towing, this one has the hitch rating to do so, and you'll have the power as well, thanks to the Cummins ISB 6.7-liter diesel on this bad boy, putting out 360 horsepower. You can see right there, you have the ladder climbing up onto the roof. Of course, we have a backup camera as well. This I wanted to touch on. This is going to be the AquaHot 250D. This does come standard. I thought it was optional, but I just double checked. This is going to be standard on this coach. This is going to run off diesel. It's essentially going to be a hydronic furnace as well as water heater, and that can be controlled by your multiplex system, making it very convenient, super simple. You'll see the hydraulics right up front. There's that, as well as your hydraulic fluid fill. And this one does have the 8,000 watt generator on here as well, so you can power everything in the coach. And there you have it, folks. That is the 2027 Thor Aria 3901. If you like what you see, you want some price and availability, there will be a link down in the description. Simply click on that. Thanks for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and until next time, we'll see you.